How's it going? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back to a brand new world, apparently. Apparently, there's been an update. They've been whispers about a big one, updates with map systems and everything for a while now, but apparently it's here. So, we're going to jump into it a bit. I am probably going to highlight, when I notice or see some of the changes, but one thing I'm going to be doing at the very beginning of this is adjusting some of the settings. I'm going to just take a peek at what they're offering and see if there's anything I want to tweak to try and keep things more interesting or more fun.
A lot of us had our doubts about you.
Just you.
But you're really making progress with this
So,
operation.
other than that, we're going to be jumping back into doing our pirate missions.
This mission will be tricky.
You guys,
The
be
ComSpike
quiet.
will be heavily guarded, but I trust
what?
you can
Tell
do
you
it without violence.
Yeah, we're going to move away
Fleet
real
call
quick.
us
Stop. Stop. Okay. Now that we have some privacy in the elevator, I'm going to be doing some of the changes and we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go and look at all the settings real quick and determine if we're changing anything, and then I'll kind of review it once I've decided what I'm doing. Okay, so after reviewing some of this, it's interesting. I feel like if I were doing a private game, I'd change a lot more, but I'd want to have these changes, a lot of the changes set up in the beginning. Frankly, one of my favorite ways to play the Fallout games and even Skyrim, especially with mods, but even without the mods, was survival mode. So making food and rest necessary. And this isn't even letting you get there, but it gets you kind of close to it. So some of those elements I do want to try out, but there's going to be other elements that I'm not going to activate right now just because it'd be a really harsh departure from the way I've been playing the game up until now for this playthrough. But if I do another playthrough on my private time, I'm probably going to activate a lot more of these settings just because it'd be fun to challenge myself. But here's what I'm going to go with so far. Now remember, I'm probably going to adjust these as I go, but this is what I'm looking at. So I want to set it first off, enemy combat damage. I decided to set to extreme. I feel like I'm really, really tanky without even needing to do much. So I just I'm a bullet sponge. I take a lot of damage before it becomes a real critical mess. Now, against certain enemies, that's different. I'm pretty terrified of the Starborn because they can just dish out a ton of damage. But other than the Starboard, I haven't had any fights that have really been that challenging for me. So I thought, let's bump up the enemy combat damage to extreme. Well, maybe I'll start with very hard, just do that. But the idea is that they do more damage to me in fights. So it means that I have to be a lot more calculating. I can't just run out there and just assume I can take the damage. I want to make it feel like I have to actually be tactical. I feel like that'll make the gameplay, well, it'll take longer, but it should be, I think, more fun. And then on the same time, I also switched player combat damage to very easy. I do a lot more damage. So, okay, we'll keep that extreme. Because the idea is I want it to be more realistic, where it's like, I have a gun. They have guns. We want to hurt each other? We're going to hurt each other really badly. So, I take a lot of damage, but they also take a lot of damage. So, we don't have those weird boss enemies that are like 5 health bars. Like, okay, sure, maybe they'll exist still, but come on, let's make it so I feel like space weapons have impact. So the weapons hit me harder, I hit them harder. I feel like that's going to make combat much more visceral and fun, and a lot more like rolling of the dice. Now, I'm still going to have problems, and the reason why extreme might be too much for me is that I'm going to be always outnumbered, essentially. But we'll see. Ship damage and player ship damage, same kind of attitude. I take more damage, I deal more damage. It should make the combats more snappy, more interesting, but I never really had an issue with the space battles, except for the fact that I've been able to build a ship that's really strong now. Now, granted, I'm sure if I start fighting fights that are, higher level, that'll change, but for now, I'm fine with that. Ammo weight, off for now. If I were doing a full, like a fresh run playthrough, I'd definitely put ammo weight on because I think that's a fun idea. It kind of forces you to specialize and be more proactive about hunting for ammunition, where right now I just kind of suck it all up whenever I see it. Carrying capacity, normal. I'm not changing carry capacity, vendors, cargo access distance. It's interesting. Like I said, these are ones that would be interesting to tweak with, but it would change up the gameplay so much, I'm just not going to mess with it. Now, healing items, I want them to heal slower. They already heal kind of slowly, but the idea being as well that healing items are something I inject during combat, but I don't really see the benefit from during that said combat. So making it, again, more important that I play tactically. Food healing, same. Sleep healing, location limited. Essentially, you can heal in ships and outposts and settlements, and essentially where you're safe rather than just any bed. Sustenance, positive and negative effects. Cool. Afflictions and affliction treatment. I decided not to mess with that because that's not something I've had to deal with very much. So I don't know if like I don't want to toy around with that too much without understanding the mechanics. Prognosis, I did switch to advanced, so when you get one, it's not just like a status that's just hovering around me all the time. If I don't get it treated, it could get worse. I like that, but it also like could like you also tend to improve more easily. I think it's a decent exchange. Nothing else has really changed. So yeah, that's where we stand. So plus 23% XP. And we'll see. Like I said, this will be subject to change, but I feel like from what I've seen of these new settings, this is what I think will make the gameplay more fun. I'm malnourished and dehydrated. Oh, so it does have food stuff. Okay. I didn't think it was going to do hunger, but yeah, apparently it does. So I better eat something. I might need to actually go and like find food and water from now on, which is kind of cool. I do like that. This is food. Fed for 30 minutes, okay. And I'm gonna start finding water. Didn't think water was gonna be a thing I was gonna be missing. I'm already kind of liking that though. Okay, so this is a wine. So I'll need to get some actual water soon. But all right, there we go. So I'm fed and watered for 30 minutes. Cool. All right, sweet. And I'm a little drunk, but that's okay. All right. Well, that's exciting. Now I have a reason to check some stores and buy some food to keep on hand. Who are you? You have a name. And you look.
I don't know about you.
That's understandable. I'm new here.
That isn't it. We've got plenty of fresh faces picked right from the academy. But yours happen to come from a different farm. The prison one, if we're being honest. But if Commander Ikande says you're Sistef, then you are one of us. For now.
Right. You a pilot?
You guessed it. In fact, I'd say you've got what linguistic experts call FOGO. A firm grasp of the obvious.
Oh, okay. Thanks,
but I'm
Alex.
not just any pilot. I'm the best. And I've got the kills to prove it.
Okay. Can't be the best if I'm the best.
On that we agree. I guess we'll have to test that theory out someday, hotshot.
Where'd you learn to fly?
I cut my teeth on space trucks, believe it or not. Before I got my stripes, I was just another cargo hauler trying to earn an honest wage. But after a couple slick escapes, I got recruited to the academy and went from dodging pirates to hunting them.
Gotcha.
Thing is, some of my best tricks were with a big rig. Ever try a pitchback with a Hope Tech truck with 2 fleet wraiths on your tail? Compared to that, doing it with a military fighter is a piece of cake.
All right, fair. All right, Alex.
Hey, Frosty.
You seem cool, dude. If a bit extreme and angry. All right. Let's see how this goes now.
All right, Jazz. What do you got?
According to the latest, the ComSpike is being developed at UC Star Station SY920. Location undisclosed.
Fantastic. So how do we disclose it?
We could lean on your smuggling contact. Call in that favor. You know who I mean.
Our friend on Jimson. Nice one, Jazz. I'll make the arrangements.
All right.
All right, Rook. Next stop, New Atlantis.
I don't think I count as a rook
Your
anymore.
connection is Juan Dayu. She's got most of the premium UC smuggling routes locked down tight. If you don't piss her off, she should be able to sneak you past SY920's security.
Just remember to count your fingers after you shake hands with her.
Premium smuggling routes?
Definitely. We're talking cargo depots, star yards, research stations, and, like in SY920's case, military outposts. I've never seen someone new to the game have so many contacts. It's the reason we let her join up in the first place. I don't know how she accomplished that. We've been trying to crack some of those places for years.
Sounds like she'll be useful.
I sure hope so. Because she might be our only crack at finding a decent decryption device. Once Swan gets you past the guard dogs, it's gonna be on you to locate the ComSpike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it.
I gotcha. If it's in the prototype phase, how do we know if it's gonna work?
We paid good money for the information, so I'm sure it works.
Oh, okay.
If it doesn't, a certain source at Mast is going to have to deal with a very pissed off Neva, and that would be the end of that.
Gotcha.
You just bring the tech here, I'll do the rest.
All right.
And one more thing. SY-920 is a UC military installation. That means it's guarded by heavily armed troops. And we both know those idiots don't mess around. If you intend to turn the place into a shooting gallery, you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it.
I see. Understood.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz comes up with a solution to the electromagnetic atmosphere problem at Bannock 4.
Right.
Okay, you'll make sure. More like, get drunk while Jazz does all the hard work. Typical.
Yeah, exactly.
Privileges of rank, my darling. We'll discuss it a little later.
I really don't feel like Neva does anything.
Get the hell out of here. And don't come back without that ComSpike in your cargo bay.
Yeah. If she asks why we need the ComSpike, what do I say?
I'm gonna leave that up to you, Rook.
Alright.
If you get into deep trouble and you think bringing her into the fold is gonna make the difference, tell her whatever you want. At some point, Delgado's gonna be promising everyone their cut of Crix's legacy. If we want him to stick with the fleet, it's inevitable. But until the money's within reach, the less people that know, the better.
I see. Alright.
Stay sharp, Rook.
Nice and easy. It's nice and straightforward. Nothing too crazy to deal with. Let us get on. Now, I wonder how it works. Okay, yeah. So the other thing that we can do is we can decorate, which is, oh my gosh. Yeah, so we can just put stuff around and move things around, which is great. I probably, oh, now that could be really nice. Look at that. Like, we could get a bounty clearing station in our ship. That's really great. I need to get myself some beryllium, aluminum, and a zero wire, because being able to just have that on my ship would be amazing. Okay. But other than that, I really like the idea of being able to do that. Maybe I'll just, get on and just, go full board on it and just spend an hour decorating the ship. But for now, I'm not too, I don't find that too necessary. All right, now that we're here, we should test out the other thing it's supposed to be around. Let's see, it's supposed to be a map. There we go. So yeah, look at that. So now we get a map, and the maps look like they load the local snow globe chunk. So it's just a big square. But apparently, if you're on a planet, you can just look at it, and it shows you everything, including stuff that's not on your map yet, because you have to get close up to something in order to register that it exists. But you can see it on these maps, and it should work even when we land on a random planet escape, which is great. And then you can also see things like, oh yeah, we got to go to the well. I've discovered the well, well, whatever. But yeah, so the maps look pretty decent. Should help. It certainly would have been nicer to have this when we started, but. And then there's my ship there and everything. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Ever since it entered the sea. Their latest offering, the Kepler, appears to be its finest achievement yet. It's a solid, sensible design with few frills, but excellent performance and safety features. It received a perfect score from a consumer advocate group, with one reviewer saying, "It's the best ship I've ever flown. hands down.
That's the ship we
Pre-orders
designed.
for the new ship are breaking Stroud-Eklund records. If you're interested, you're advised to act now because the waiting list is growing.
That's the ship we helped design. And it's breaking records. I wonder if it always does that, or if it actually reflects like the effort you put into it. All right. Now let's see. We haven't been down here since the hunter attacked. So, ooh. We're gonna have to see how this. Like, oh my gosh, it really does look rough still down here. Holy cow. Dang, look at that. Just, it still looks like a war zone. Hello.
I take it your neighbor's new recruit?
That may be new, but I got plans.
Don't we all? Let's try not to be each other's wrenches.
Sounds good.
SY920 is one of my regular stops, so I already have the necessary approvals. Neva says you're after a piece of UC tech. So to get it, we're going to need to get you on board. I can do that, but I have conditions.
Let's hear them.
Good. If I can be candid, for this job to work, we'll have to do this my way. We take my ship, and you're a member of my crew. But make no mistake, once you board, the risk is entirely yours. This route is highly lucrative, and sacrificing it is not an option.
You know what? Honestly, I could ask these types of things, but you know what? I totally get it. I absolutely get it. Why should she risk her neck, especially in a lucrative place where she's got a good setup? For me, she'll get me there. I mess up, she's gone. I gotta get myself out of my situation. That sounds more than reasonable.
Good. Then we have a deal.
Yeah.
In any case, when you're ready, meet me at my ship. It's the Jade Swan.
That's a cute name.
And make sure you're prepared for the long haul. Once you're on board SY920, you can't come and go as you please.
Alright, let's see. How often do you dock at the station?
Enough to be on a first-name basis with the Marines working the comps. It also helps they want us to dock. A cargo ship means supplies, special requests, slates from home. In the void of space, a cargo hauler is a soldier's best friend.
Alright, let's do this.
We'll talk more on the ship.
Yep, let's go. Let's do it right now. I'm ready for this. I got my food and my milk. I'm ready to go. I like how I'm rediscovering, but I wonder if it also means I can fast travel to these places on the planet. Oh gosh darn it. Okay, so what's happening here is that corpses from the attack are still here, and when they spawn in, everyone panics. So I feel like and from now on, whenever I visit the spaceport, everyone's just gonna be bolting like this. Look at that. Hut 2 3 4, hut 2 3 4, in sequence. Oh, that's great. But yeah, I think I have these eternally like respawning corpses, and they set off the alarm every single time. Man, these would have been handy when I needed one of the uniforms, but they don't actually have them. Yeah, but anyway, so that's fine. Spaceport just occasionally has corpses. Ooh, take a look at this ship. Nice and big. Cargo hauler, so that makes sense. Yeah, all right. This is an exciting mission, actually, because I always like it when things are shaken up, so the idea of not having access to my own ship is really an intriguing concept, which I'm very excited to kind of explore a bit. All right, here we go.
Howdy.
All right, a few things to note. When we get to the checkpoint, UC military will be hailing us. Let me do the talking. Pretend you're a piece of cargo if you have to.
Fair warning, I get anxious when I don't get to talk.
Then try biting your tongue. Literally. We can't afford any screw-ups. Now, like I said before, once we take off, there's no turning back until this job is done. If you need to take care of anything before we leave, do it. If you want to ask me any other questions, go for it.
Let's see. I think we're good. Let's go. Well, let's get to know who you are.
I'd like to, but I need to keep a low profile. In my experience, the more people know about you, the more they have over you.
That's fair. You gotta have someone you can trust.
Famous last words. But you do this job right, and who knows what the future holds.
Okay.
Anyways, I appreciate the small talk. Delgado's crew aren't usually so chatty.
Nah.
But let's keep our focus on the mission. We can swap bar stories and share scars when we've got enough creds to buy the bar and fix the scars.
All right, let's go.
All right, then get comfortable. We leave for SY-920 immediately.
All crew prepare for takeoff. Routing power to engine and grab drive. All systems go.
Oh, this is kind of fun. We're literally just in the ship while we do the takeoff animation. You don't normally see it from this perspective. That's a cool detail.
From here. Don't worry about your personal ship. The fleet will make sure it's secure. You can take this time to prepare. Just try not to bother my pilot while they're flying.
Don't worry, Captain. I've spent half my life walking and chewing gum at the same time. I can handle a little banter.
Sounds like you're putting in a request for double duty.
Captain, I retract my earlier statement. For the record, I don't even like gum.
Noted. Just get us there safe.
Roger that.
You've entered secure UC military space. Identify yourself or you will be considered hostile.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu, cargo class ship ID UC-7938, requesting permission to dock.
Identity confirmed. Prepare your ship for scanning. You're cleared to dock at docking bay 2.
Looks like we're clear. We'll talk more once we're docked.
Sounds good. It's so interesting because normally this is a loading screen. Wow, that's it. Cool. All right.
Okay, we're in. First things first. The station is enormous, with checkpoints everywhere. To get past them, you'll need a military uniform. And to get a uniform, you'll need to get to the barracks.
Gotcha.
There should be a way through the vents. You can get to them via the maintenance store downstairs. There's an intercom there as well, where we can make contact. Once you get a uniform, it should be fairly easy to find an elevator to the command bay. But if at any point your cover's blown, I'm gone.
All right. Don't worry, they won't suspect a thing.
I would hope not. But if they do, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Either way, for now, get on that station and find that intercom. We'll talk more then.
I'm the pilot of the Jade Swan. She's a good bird. Never gets cranky.
All right, let's get on board. I like this idea of the sleuthing. Been a while since we had a good sleuth.
You with the Jade Swan? Loading and unloading only. Stay clear of the military barracks.
Sounds good.
Do your job, keep your head down, and we won't have trouble.
Let's see. Alright, speak to Huan. In the cargo bay, just checking in.
And you found the intercom. That's a start. If I'm not mistaken, the maintenance door should be in front of you. If you can find a way to open it, it'll get you past the first checkpoint.
Gotcha. There's lots of ways through a locked door.
Right. Pick a lock or pick a pocket. Shouldn't be too hard for a Crimson Fleet pirate to pull off.
Exactly.
Anyway, the door will let you access the vents. Go up the vents and to the barracks. You should find a uniform there. The uniform should get you through the checkpoint and to the elevators. We'll talk again once you get to the command bay.
Gotcha. Alright. So, I could get there, or I could try and find a key, potentially. She said pick a pocket, but I wonder if there might be one laying around if I go to the right place. That'd be the easiest. Packages. I know an engineer. Packing falls out of my purview, but I'd like to report some of my packing from the last few shipments has fallen short of the UC standard. This may be anecdotal, but I opened a crate the other day and the terminal was inside without any foam, wrapping, or cushioning. It paints a gruesome picture, I'm sure. The terminal rattling around to the box, grab jumping across time-space, no protective barrier to absorb the shock. It's a minor miracle the screen wasn't cracked. Asked the crew who picked the box, and they just shrugged and told me to take it up with mast, which is unacceptable. I've heard some of the haulers don't like Miss Dayu because she's not that very chatty, but at least she delivers everything and professionally packed. Elijah. Not to rat him out, but I think Elijah lost his SY920 maintenance keycard again. Every time I ask him to get something from the utilities room, he makes up some excuse, which gets more and more ridiculous each time I ask. This time, he said Commander Natara wanted him to measure the lug nuts in the toolbox to make sure they were no greater than 3 centimeters in diameter, according with the Treaty of Narian. I didn't want to be the bad guy and tell him that's not what the treaty says, but I think he knows that already. I know it's going to sound mean, but can we put in a requisition to have a keycard stapled to his forehead? I'm seriously getting tired of him losing it. So there we go. There's a clue that there's a missing keycard. So if we look around, we may be able to find it.
Oh, well, this is embarrassing. I seem to have lost my key to the maintenance room again.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Why not ask for a new one?
Because this ain't the first time I lost my card. I'm worried about the impression that it'll make on my superiors.
Yeah, that'll be pretty
rad.
rad.
They say first time's an accident, second is a coincidence, third time you're being reassigned to some sub-zero planet to mine glaciers for the Admiral's ice cubes.
Where haven't you looked?
I've covered pretty much every inch of this place, except for the forklift. But that one guard, the one I owe credits to, is parked right there, so I'd rather not go there.
Alright. I'll go see if I can find it. I see.
The planes of this station are some of the best in the galaxy.
You're literally sitting on it, my good sir.
What are you doing? Get.
What? But it says.
What are you doing? Get away.
Okay, so it's forcing this to happen. Okay. Now can I? Oh, okay.
Something I can help you with?
There's a hauler over there who wants to talk to you. What? What happened? Alright, so let's try it this way.
Something I can... Elijah? Probably lost the hair on the back of his head. I'll go see what it's about.
So now he goes away. Okay. Now I dip. Piece of cake. Okay. There's a guard in here, but what else is in here?
What's that?
What the? What? How? What? What is even? So somehow that guy saw me? Let's try it again.
You ever get a bee in your bonnet? Come to me.
Okay, now we put on the suit. I'll get the helmet on. Security standards. Alright. Reminder, all personnel projects being developed on the station are highly classified and involved extremely sensitive information. As a loyal citizen of the United Colonies and member of the UC Navy, you are being entrusted not to share this knowledge with outside party, including your families. Any disclosure of these activities, projects, or data will result in immediate dismissal or court-martial. Those in cargo bay are an extra reminder to only uniformed personnel are allowed in the mess hall and barracks. I heard instances of contractors being allowed in the dining area, and this is strictly forbidden. Rules of engagement. Yes, I have your stuff, but after what you did and who you did it with, I don't want to see you ever again. If I'm in the mess hall, you need to be in your bunk. If I'm in a cargo bay, you need to be in your bunk. If I'm anywhere in the settled systems outside of my personal quarters, you need to be in your bunk. In fact, the only time you're allowed to leave your bunk, as far as I'm concerned, is when I'm with mine. Because if I see how much sees your face, I'm going to discharge my firearm right in your teeth. So, Lena, because I think we are wearing Wen's uniform, so we need to stay away from Lena. Like bad. Personal profile: Wen Akasaka, ensign. Matriculated to the Sword Military Academy after being recruited. Job fair. Received accommodations for marksmanship and physical fitness. Assigned to SY 920 following graduation. I think that's who we are. So Wen Akasaka. Let me, because like I want to see again, because we got the uniform has the name. Ensign Zeremi's uniform. That doesn't sound like who we just read. Alright, standards, security standards. Reminder: all personnel projects being developed at the station. Okay, so we already read that. About the other night. When Akasaka. Okay, so this is Hakiru. The other day when you invited me to the security checkpoint for some hand-to-hand combat training, I was not myself. In fact, I took a blood alcohol test at the time. I think I could have actually proven this legally. As it stands, I do not even remember the thing that happened. So could you clear this up with Liana? Tell this non-fact. I'd appreciate it. P.S. I get that what didn't happen left a trail of physical evidence implying that it actually did happen, but maybe you can convince her it was basically nothing? I screwed it up. I'm screwed, aren't I? Okay, so sounds like he had a rendezvous while he was in a relationship with whoever this is. Discipline: Commander Natara. Ensign Nagata, I've heard reports you haven't taken your post at Cargo Bay as seriously as I'd hoped. While these allegations have yet to be substantiated, I've decided to put proactive and take measures to help maintain unit alertness. You will now be splitting your shift at the checkpoint with another Marine, effective immediately. With these changes, I trust there will be no more questions about your behavior going forward. When you're not in your shift, leave your uniform and elevator key card in your locker at the locker at the checkpoint. Hakia Nagata, originally worked for Sidonia security team before training at a UC Marine. Pedigree notwithstanding, shows high marks of efficiency with assault weapons and hand-to-hand combat. Okay, so there is a uniform and a key card in a locker near the transition frontier attire. All right. There we go. Piece of cake so far. Find an intercom to speak with Juan. Let's go. Let's give her a chat.
This is Captain Juan Dayu.
I made it to the command bay.
Good. And no alarms or warnings on the comms. Music to my ears.
Except for the universes where the game broke.
That'll provide some cover. Don't know what you're after, but I'm guessing there'll be another checkpoint. This far down, you might need a clearance code.
Don't need access if I use the vents and station architecture.
We are of the same mind. No talking, no combat, and no trace. This station has a lot of old arteries. The blood has gone dry, but they still connect to its heart. Look for a maintenance area that should open a path to the archival computers. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located your target.
Sounds good.
Well, you better hurry. You know what they say, Marine. If you're 15 minutes early, you're still 10 minutes late.
Okay. So I can get a passcode. I can get into the vents. A lot of decent options. I want to take a look around, see what I can get into. All right. Okay. Last name and rank. So, what we got here is Ensign Zaremi. Ensign Zaremi. Okay. Z. Okay, I'm gonna write this down just because I kind of almost like this idea of actually using the proper code. So for an ensign, it's ZX321D. And this is the vent system, I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's vents. Alright. I'm gonna save, because I kind of want to see if I can do the actual talk my way through.
Need your clearance code, Marine.
I've got a code.
All right, Ensign, let's hear it.
X321D.
You're clear, Ensign Zaremi.
Yeah.
Commander Natara, test flights for the latest prototypes are ready to go.
Inform them they are clear to launch.
I don't recognize your face, Ensign. Are you?
I'm wearing a mask. No one should be recognizing my face. Browse beta project approvals. Savaline, ComSpike, and Tusser. So again, I'm gonna take notes here because I'm guessing it'll matter. So for the ComSpike, we want UCE-86. For all projects not yet in beta, please consult the project lead for more information. All right, and for X86 with the ComSpike, we need Dr. Marcia Penberry. I love this. This is actually really fun. This is way more interesting to me than the Ryujin missions because they didn't have options where I'm like literally doing social engineering and like just data collection over time to slowly work my way through. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong name, by the way, which okay, I've got rereading that. So it should be Dr. Gabrielle Vogel. I thought the dotted lines were breaking it up a little differently, but like now that I've looked at the whole list, like the ComSpike is Dr. Gabriel Vogel. So let me see if I can find.
You lost, Ensign?
Dr. Vogel.
I don't know you, Ensign. You sure you have clearance?
I do. I have my code. I want to talk to Dr. Vogel if they're down here.
Stop right there, Ensign.
If you aren't assigned to this level, Ensign, you need to.
Sheesh, they're so aggressive. It's like they're mad or think I'm up to something.
If you aren't assigned to this level, Ensign, you need to leave.
Projects. ComSpike. Dr. Gabriel Vogel. Lab assignment engineering. Bay 4. Lab number 4. I accidentally took a screenshot. Didn't mean to do that. Project lead and permissions. So Ensign Plus. Additional circuit code clearance. Project lead Dr. Gabriel. Okay. Upgrade. Engineering Bay 4 elevator clearance granted. Please report Dr. Gabriel. Variable. A goal project UCA-86 ComSpike is to create a highly sensitive receiver capable of picking up communication signals and decrypting them on the spot. Signal range would be star system wide, a minimum of 50 AU, astronomical units. That's the the astronomical unit is a distance from between the sun and the Earth. The receiver would be strong enough to pick up traces of frequencies potentially weakened by distant atmosphere or gravitational field. Description software would be smart enough to both decrypt any signal within nanoseconds and propose any missing or corrupted data. Benefits: distress signals become easy to locate and interpret. UC security could detect hostile frequencies before they became a threat, and hostile embedded messages could easily be exposed. Communications across systems are greatly increased with fewer delays. Project approvals. Phase 1 construction approved for Bay 4. That's our project. Development assigned to SY920. Project approved. Stephen Woods. Project UCE 86 received. Okay, so they have it. We can confirm it is in there. Alright, engineering bay 4. Alright, so now we found our way here. Now, to actually get into where we need to go.
Daiyu here. Cargo's almost unloaded. We'll be departing shortly.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
We worked well as a team. If only all my deliveries were as smooth as this one. That being said, I can stay in orbit for a short while. I'll need to send word to Delgado anyway, if you don't get off that station. But it looks like you'll need to find your own way off the ship.
Gotcha.
That doesn't mean you're trapped. On a station this big, there are bound to be other vessels you can steal. As a member of the Crimson Fleet, I trust you can handle that.
I made it this far, I can sneak my way off.
You've made it this far without engaging in combat. I trust you'll have no issues moving further. It was an honor to work with a true professional. Good luck. If you make it out alive, next time you're at the Nova, I'll buy you a drink.
Disappointed, I can't blame her. Alright, I'm officially on my own now. Engineer line computer. Oh, jeez. Project Archangel. Hydrogen-based grav drive technology for prototype ship. Funds would most likely come from UC military defense prototype budgeting. Potential civilian application would draw grants from interested corporate parties. Engineering bandwidth. This would likely be a protracted endeavor, but the potential reward far exceed the cost. Will be far more predictable than quantum travel, both from a technical and cost perspective. Okay. Hydrogen-based grav drive technology. Okay, interesting. Transfer of Archangel pilot. I'm requesting a transfer of the pilot, Alex Vong, codename Archangel Azariel. We met him over the UC Vigilance due to the accident on the project that killed 2 of his peers. He's in no mental state to continue work. We need replacement pilots for both Project Archangel and ComSpike. Oh, he was actively working here and had an issue. Until these new pilots are vetted, test pilots will be divided up amongst the remaining roster of available testers. Leads will also need to provide pilots with a code to bypass the checkpoint. Okay, so I can try and become a new, one of these pilots. Project does indeed sound promising, Dr. Ram. Make your instincts your compass, and they will always point to true north. Unfortunately, I cannot commit my time and heart to something new at the moment. Moreover, I feel my presence will only hurt your chances in acquiring mass stamp of approval. Number of hurdles Project XNN encounter with procuring specimens I require, both in terms of hazard and as such, your best interest make report. Oh, okay, here we go. My thinking, right? We pretend to be a pilot. We put on the pilot uniform. We steal the ComSpike. And then we enter a ship to test the new jump drive. We jump away. They think I died. And I get away scot-free. That's our plan. Budget cuts. Once more, I'm sending a reminder to all departments we're doing extensive budget cuts as part of the internal audit for the Commander Woods tenure here. Most existing projects could be allowed to continue, provided a realistic roadmap of completion has been submitted. Going forward, new project will have much stricter requirements for approval. A checklist for meeting criteria will be supplied. And Dr. Vogel. Sandra, I'm not sure what to make of Dr. Vogel's request delivered on paper napkin to turn his laboratory into a non-Euclidean space. Oh, just make it non-Euclidean, okay? He said he would know the details, but somehow I doubt that. As much as I love a ComSpike project from an intellectual standpoint, I miss working with you and Dr. Ames. I'm hoping Project Cloud Strike can get greenlit so we can get back together. Should I take this to Commander Natara? I've never met her before, but I feel like my concerns are valid. At times, Dr. Vogel doesn't seem like he's all there. And yes, Sandra, that there typo was unintentional, but I'm keeping it. Yeah. All three. Interesting. Okay. That's interesting information there. Alright. Project Prola XNN. The question of whether alien life is intelligent is a difficult one to ponder without first asking by the means what we mean by the word intelligent. After all, there's often a human-centric basis on which we attempt to classify one species as smarter than another. For example, we tend to view planets as less intelligent than animals because they lack a central nervous system, when in fact, mycorrhizal fungi have long developed sophisticated networks where plants transfer nutrients and minerals to each other without a centralized command center. We often hold the same view of machine intelligence versus biological alternatives. We rely on SIP's computer algorithms to dispense energy efficiently, the same way the brain directs our limbs. Yet in my study of xenofungal networks, XNN, I've learned there is a better way. Rather than centralized ship control, if a collective intelligence can be used to direct ship power, it could increase speed and efficiency by a factor of 2. Faster computations in milliseconds could be the difference between victory and defeat in battle. Ships with low fuel reserves will be able to grab jump farther when in distress. Financial boon from patents, if determined strategically safe to share, could provide additional funding for all departments. Civilian applications. Consider conservation of fuel, less dependency on mining. Additional resources would benefit all mankind, not just the UC. Suspension. I warned the departments the cuts would be coming from Commander Wood's dismissal, and after conferring with Master, I'm recommending we suspend this project effective immediately. Research into xenoneural networks is interesting, Dr. Ames, but in order for me to justify funding anything that involves alien organisms, we need to be able to pitch some kind of military application to the higher-ups. To have it appear as if we are violating the Treaty of Narian without producing any actual weapons would be a foolish endeavor. However, my main concern is the budget. Along with the ComSpike, this was one of the Commander Woods' pet projects. He seems to have had a heavy influence in several areas that I believe are outside his purview. I'm not making an accusation. I understand he had junior engineers serving as his liaison for much of this, and that being investigated by my team. Let me be clear when I say I'm not singling you out. More casualties should be expected, and I will send a message out to the entire team soon. Archangel. I'm sorry to hear about the suspension of Project XNN. I was bold and ambitious, as all your work is, but since you're free, I was wondering if you might consider bringing that big, bold way of thinking to our project instead. I know the team has been trying to design a ship that will take full advantage of our pilot's flying prowess, and with the recent accidents, we could all use a pick-me-up. That's why I've drawn up a supplementary proposal to alter the engine and the fuel of the latest prototype. Historically, we've sought lighter elements. Hydrogen has a property of 57 times lighter than the gaseous vapors and 14 times lighter than air. It's odorless, non-corrosive. Liquid hydrogen combined with oxidizers was basically the go-to fuel in old-school space exploration. And yeah, more modern engines have done the opposite, going with weightier gravitational warping to bend space-time. So we made the switch from hydrogen fuel to helium, which is also way less flammable and requires less venting. It's preferred choice in powering grav drives. I've always been a contrarian. Mom always said so anyway, so maybe this is all just foolish speculation, but I wonder if the shift back to hydrogen-based fuel may be worth exploring. Given the crystallization process on the other planets can enrich chemical properties in different ways and reduce hydrogen's more volatile tendencies, maybe we need to explore the possibilities of a hydrogen-based grav drive. And budget cuts. Once more, sending a reminder to all departments, we're doing extensive budget cuts. Okay, we already read that one earlier. Okay. Again, if I can find a pilot outfit, I might be able to talk my way literally off the station. Space trucker's outfit, advanced one. Eubanks and Woods.
Can you talk to the commander? Get me reinstated? Natara's doing you a favor, Marcine. Would you prefer to court-martial? Dishonorable discharge? Because all of that was on the table. I would have preferred things to remain as they were, so I made a mistake. But my work on the ComSpike was and is irrelevant. Dr. Vogel will do just fine without you. Besides, we both know the only reason you were on that project was to bloat the budget so we could embezzle the creds.
Ooh.
And to that end, your share of the funds should be transferred to your Gal Bank account shortly. What am I supposed to even say to that? Those funds are the reason I don't have a job. You could start by saying thank you. Hell, I even warned you not to poke the bear. Commander Natara being the Earthside predator in this analogy. Aaron was right. I should have never hit send. Yeah, you screwed up. Royally. But you can protect Dr. Gong and all the King's subjects by keeping your mouth shut from now on. Yeah. Hey, you want my advice? On some planet at the edge of the galaxy where you can relax for a bit. Lean back. Really dig your feet in the sand. Just get your mind off all this. Oh, and stop with the sad puppy dog face, too. Makes you look guilty. And what kind of face am I supposed to have? The face of someone who got away with it.
Interesting. That's very interesting. So they were doing, again, there's a lot of just corruption in this in the military here generally. Which makes sense. I think any organization is going to have corruption issues.
Intercepting transponder data in the Alpha system might be promising. According to autocorrelation models, results in risk increased by a magnitude of 2. But we won't tell Commander Natara. What she doesn't know won't kill her.
Let's just take a peek at your stuff. ComSpike project. Status. Alright, lab assignment, engineering board 4, lab 4. Complete, pass, and functions pass. Updates. ComSpike prototype ship has been cleared for the next round of testing. Your ship has been moved to docking bay 8. Be prepped for flight. Per recommended precaution, access to the ship is restricted to authorized test pilots. All pilots will be required to pass through a security checkpoint to confirm their test flight number. Okay. So yeah, we definitely need to become pilot. Commander, in fact, I'm writing you at all, not relaying this to the usual medium to speak of the urgency of the situation. In short, we need pilots. We need them now. I'm aware of the understaffed and slow process of recruiting new pilots. I'm also aware operational security requires background checks and non-disclosure agreements and a stack of paperwork that would extend here to mast. Let me remind you, however, that the importance of the project is such that any delays could cause irreparable harm. That's why I'm proposing an alternative solution. We have many soldiers on the station, some of whom we personally have brought on and deemed trustworthy Marines of high moral character, and I take it as a good share of these intrepid souls have flown a ship or two in their lifetime, which brings me to my point. For the ComSpike, we don't need ace pilots to gather the necessary flight data. Would it not make sense to use what we have? Alright, again, I want to see... Alright, so we are looking at docking bay 3. No, but docking bay 8. Alright. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk to him, but let's see.
Wait, who are you? Why are you in here? Did you not see the sign?
You the person in charge of Project UCA-86?
Oh, yes. I've been studying decryption of all types for quite a long time. Probably since before you took your first crab jump. Signal protocol, quantum ratchet symmetry, interleaving data extrapolation. You name it, I've lectured on it. I've probably forgotten half of it, but I definitely knew it once.
Sign what sign?
The sign outside that says no visitors. Wait, did they not put that up? I requested it ages ago, but not surprising. Ever since Commander Natara took over, the priorities have changed.
I'm doing a routine check of the command of ComSpike. I need access to the device.
Don't you mean access to the ship? Because the ComSpike isn't a device, it's a module. It's attached to a prototype in one of our docking ports. We're still in the testing phase, running decryptions across a variety of signal types, but the results so far have been very promising. It can even interpolate signal data lost in the retrieval. It really is a wondrous technology.
Yeah. Decryption on that level has a vast military applications. No wonder the UC's interested in it.
Yes, it's not quite cracking the Enigma code, but it will give us a significant tactical advantage. We'll be able to infer everything from battle plans to meal consumption.
Nice.
Not that we'd care about that sort of thing, outside of the effects of diet on combat readiness. And yes, there are certain kinks to be worked out, missing parts and the occasional traumatic injury here and there. But it's all part of the adventure.
I'd be a good pilot. I love adventure.
Yes, it's not the destination, but the journey that matters. Particularly when the destination is death.
Life before death, Radiant.
We've corrected the problem with the ship's life support systems, and statistical models show a failure rate of less than 2%.
Oh, great.
In short, I've requested a full squadron of these brave and fearless Marines to be transferred to the station. They'll give the prototype a final run, and provided there are minimal casualties, we can present our findings to
just
Master.
Loving the idea of stealing the ship. Betray Han to divert attention. Arrange a test pilot. Nah. It's all good. I'm one of those new test pilots, actually.
Splendid. That was fast. I thought I put in the request this morning. Normally my requests aren't given this much attention, let alone haste. It seems a tad suspicious.
Let's see. If I weren't a pilot, I wouldn't have gotten past all the checkpoints.
True. And Commander Natara's checkpoints are very thorough. Too thorough, if you ask me, not that anyone does.
Reasons are classified, but I've been asked to personally fly the ship.
I see. It would have been nice if they kept me in the loop. I am the project lead, after all. All right, you've convinced me. You're the new test pilot.
Yay.
You'll need a uniform and a terminal password to authorize a flight and get past Nataro's cumbersome checkpoints. The uniform you can get in the locker room area, the password you get from me. You'll find the prototype ship at Docking Bay 8. Use the password to access the flight terminals in the control center.
So I got the password.
And of course, best of luck. You are doing science a great service by undertaking this sacrifice.
I'm gonna die or be the greatest hero of all time.
Pilot.
Hello, pilot. I should have. Now I've got the suit on. I can walk around a bit more freely. You take my stuff again, you die. Yoink. Oh, nope, put the gun away. Oh, I like how I'm wearing my helmet. Okay, so what is it doing? Is it still doing like the optional find a route to bypass the checkpoint, steal the docking port key card?
You'll find the prototype ship at Docking Bay 8. Use the password to access the flight terminals in the control center.
Yes?
Reporting for duty, pilot?
I'm expected. Dr. Vogel gave the approval.
Another test flight, huh? You pilots are braver than me. You're clear to pass. Don't forget to schedule the flight in the control center.
All right, will do.
Well, I haven't seen anyone.
Things were different under
From what
Commander
I heard,
Woods.
they could be wearing a marine.
I hope that's what I saw here is temporary.
It's getting really nail biting because they're like there's whispers that like stuff's going on.
Seems secure.
All right, authorized flights. Project Archangel. UCE 86, ComSpike. There we go. All set there. Now we just shimmy our way out. I'm guessing that down here is like the if you're being sneaky but like aggressive path, rather than the like getting compliance and talking everyone down and getting all the passcodes by just being just that awesome. I literally can just walk right out of here. Oh, nope, don't mean to do that. I can't think of anything else, so let's just do this. This is literally gonna fly away with the ComSpike. And this might be my new fighter. I was talking about designing like a fighter combat ship, and if the module can stick on this because it's like, you know, a special ship, this could make a really fun combat vessel. And that's what this is, yeah. Very cool, very cool. Ah, it's got my favorite cockpit style.
Prototype ship, you are cleared for takeoff. We'll begin the test on your departure.
Alright.
Recording test flight data. Please adhere to the scheduled flight plan and let us know if you have any issues.
Alright, so that's where we are here. It's not too far from Seoul.
I have something for you.
Oh, this is not my home ship. I collected 10 ships. Bye-bye! That looks kinda cool.
Grab jump spinning down. Just look at those stars.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, that was pretty fun. I actually really liked that mission. Very well done.
Well, well, well. Welcome back, Rook. Looks like you got a new toy for me. Go on in and give everyone the lowdown. We'll take care of things from here.
Sounds good.
That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait to tinker with it.
Why are you guys all like...
In. We'll take the ship to another port so Jazz can have a look.
Alright. I just don't like how they greeted me with weapons.
Is fine if you like cheap moonshine.
Oh, but now that we are done with the facade, I should absolutely put on my actual spacesuit. I think I went really well. That was a great mission. That was fantastically well done. Because it literally was set up so that you could do multiple... Okay, something's gonna go down. Way too many of you guys are out here armed. What on earth is gonna happen? Alright, so hey Delgado, got some good news.
Jasmine tells me that you not only brought us the ComSpike, but an entire prototype UC ship. I'm impressed, Rook. Very impressed.
Maybe I'm not a Rook anymore? The ComSpike was built into the ship, so I didn't really have a choice.
Should have taken the compliment, Rook. Dale doesn't give those out often. Juan gave us the full rundown of your little smash and grab operation. She gave you some really high praise. Said you were a pro.
Oh, yeah.
And from what I hear, receiving praise from Juan Dayu is quite an accomplishment. All in all, a job well done. Now, on to the business at hand. Jasmine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, boss. What's up?
How's it going?
I already have 2 of my crew tearing the ship apart from one end to the other. ComSpike shouldn't be too tough to extract. I'm looking forward to seeing what those UC techs have been up to.
Keep me posted. All right. That leaves our electromagnetic atmosphere problem. And I think we've discovered a solution.
Ooh.
There's a corporation in the city of Neon called Generdyne. They're responsible for the massive conduction grid that powers the city.
Right.
We get our hands on their electrical absorption tech, and Jasmine swears she can tame it to handle Bannock 4.
Hmm. I worry that everything hinging on Jazz getting that is, no, she's pretty good. I have faith Jazz can get the tech to work. She literally has like been making miracles happen.
You damn right she can. My girl can piece together a jump engine with her eyes shut. Literally, I've seen her do it. Lost good money on that bet.
All right, let's not get carried away, neighbor. Now, why don't you give us the info on our Neon contact?
You get to meet up with the lovely Estelle Vincent.
Okay.
She's had her deft little fingers on the pulse of Neon for some time now. Whatever info you need, I guarantee she can get.
Estelle is one of the most reliable captains we have in the fleet.
All right.
If I want something done, there's none of the typical bullshit. It gets done, and afterward, we all split the cash.
Hmm. I trust you aren't implying anything with that comment.
You'll find I rarely imply things. In fact, I take pleasure in declaring my words straight to your goddamn face.
I appreciate it.
Here is an example. I want you to do everything Estelle asks. Follow her instructions to the letter.
All right.
She is valuable to the fleet. You piss her off and we lose her as a contact, you're going to be answering to me.
Estelle will be waiting at Madame Sauvage's place. I'd say don't keep her waiting, but chances are she won't mind. Girl loves her liquor.
Gotcha.
And keep your eyes on the prize. Neon's one big distraction for people like us. So
it's already my playground. No worries.
One step away from Quix's legacy, and we cannot afford any screw-ups.
All right. ComStat module is available for any ship. Okay. Sweet. Then I should first I gotta. Okay, so I got the Sunrider, and let's see if I can. Not quite yet, but it'd be cool to install the ComSpike onto it directly. So I might be able to do that on my own in the near future, which sounds great. But this is where we're going to be ending things for today. That was a really, really fun mission. Ironically, it was more what I expected from the Ryujin missions, but it was way better done. The idea of multiple accesses, there was the stealth option, there was the combat option, and then there was the investigation option.
You've got time to do a job.
I'm working on it, Delgado. I really like how I had a three-pronged approach. All of them were valid. It just depended on how you want to do it. And I was able to play it in a way that I found really fun, where we literally got to walk onto the ship with permission and fly away. Like, that's such a cool way to end up stealing something. Just really...
I hope you're not wasting time on small talk when there are jobs to run.
I enjoyed it a lot. And despite Delgado's just blathering, I'm really happy with this mission. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly did. And the improvements to Starfield have been interesting. I can't say I disapprove. I haven't gotten in combat yet, though, so I really need to see for sure before I decide I've got everything balanced out. But so far, I'm really content with the way things have been playing out, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works out. I also kind of like how it didn't sound like survival mode, but the food and drink is kind of survival mode. The only thing it needs now would be the regular sleeping. But I can also understand with the way they do their sleeping and waiting, where it changes the amounts of time based on where you are on like a planet or not. That probably would be a little too intense to mess with that formula right now. But all things a good time. So far, I'm enjoying the updates they've given. It's nice to see them actually trying. I thought they'd given up, but yeah, maybe they've got too much writing on this game still. Maybe they've still got to please Papa Microsoft, or else we're not getting our Elder Scrolls 6, which I really want Elder Scrolls 6. They haven't messed that formula up yet. I'd love to see them try it. But anyway, we'll get to that next time. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you especially to the patrons and members for being so supportive and wonderful. Thank you for being a part of the journey with me, and hopefully we get to enjoy this journey together for a little longer. Again, I'm kind of winding down to the point where I want to proceed to the end of the game. Once we finish with the Crimson Fleet, I'm going to probably start doing end game missions, or at least I'm going to target the end game and get us there. And then if I want to explore more of the game, I'll do it on my own. But anyway, we'll just get all to that when we get to it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next video watching me, you'll see me next. I'll see you there.